to everyone in the Mid-Ohio Valley, and thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Knoll. A Parkersburg City Council member shared updates with their district community about the city's sanitation services. Our Allison Powers spoke with the City Council member who hosted the meeting.
Wendy Tuck, a Parkersburg City Council representative for District 4, hosts monthly meetings with different topics. This month's meeting was held on Saturday, August 23rd, and they talked about the residential solid waste removal/disposal and recycling proposal.
So this topic this month was the sanitation department, specifically about the request for proposals that the city sent out, seeing if private bids could do a better job than what the city does.
The Parkersburg mayor issued a request of proposals for sanitation services on August 15th. Tuck says the RFP is a public document for anyone to read.
As I understand it, the city wants to make sure that the companies are legal, efficient, they're registered in the state of West Virginia, and that they're capable of doing the kind of services that Parkersburg has, because we want to provide good sanitation services.
Tuck says the sanitation department is ran through the Public Works Department. She says the city buys the trucks, cleans the trucks, and trains the workers. The city would contract with a private service who would then handle the collection of sanitation.
So we would be in charge of the payments, basically. People would pay the city a sanitation fee, and then the city would pay the contractors to do that part of it. That's the best I understand it.
The proposal bids close on Wednesday, September 24th. There will be more about Parkersburg RFP on our website at WTAP.com. In Parkersburg, I'm Allison Powers with WTAP News. This is home.